Branches of economics. Welcome to Matecon TV, your economics trusted source. We are going to be looking at the branches of economics. However, consider subscribing and hitting that like button. Let's get into it just in a bit. So, what are these branches? One, we have microeconomics, and two, we have macroeconomics. What is this microeconomics? Microeconomics is a word that is combined using two words, micro and economics. Micro, however, comes from a Greek word mikros, which means small. This gentleman is asking, now that we know micro comes from a Greek word mikros, then what is microeconomics? Let's answer him, and you must be thinking what I am likewise thinking at this rate. However, let's get answering him. Microeconomics is a branch of economics that deals with the economic behavior of smaller units. The small units in the economy, how do they behave in respect to a number of economic variables? The economic units being the consumers, the producers, and owners of resources, how the consumers behave in response to a number of variables, e.g., changes in the prices, uh, changes in his income. How does he consume and when does he consume? The producers, how do these respond to the changes in prices in the economy? What about changes in the prices of factors of production? What about when there are different variables like government intervention, taxes being levied on these producers? How do they behave? Then owners of resources, owners of factors of production like labor, capital, land, etc. How do they behave? So, what about macroeconomics? Macro, just like micro, the macroeconomics is a combination of two words, macro and economics. Macro comes from a Greek word, macros, which means large. So, here someone is asking, this gentleman is asking a very fantastic question with a very big smile there. Macroeconomics. So, what is this macroeconomics? And his answer is supposed to be just coming in a bit. Macroeconomics is a branch of economics that studies the economy as a whole. The whole of the economy. We look at aspects concerning the whole of the economy, the whole of the country. For example, the whole of the American economy, the whole of the Ugandan economy, the whole of the East African economy, the whole of the African economy. Under macroeconomics, these can be analyzed and studied. So, therefore, macroeconomics assumes that the economy is a single functioning unit, and any decisions made affect all economic units within it. So, macroeconomics deals with given variables, among which we have one, unemployment, the unemployment level. How many are employed vis-a-vis how many are unemployed in the economy? Two, the aggregates, that is aggregate demand and the aggregate supply. How much of the commodity or commodities are demanded within the economy? What about supply? How much of the commodities are produced and therefore supplied in the economy? Three, look at the inflation rate, the level of prices in the economy. How are the prices faring? Are they continuously rising? And how do they happen? The causes of these, how they affect the different economic units within the economy. This is a matter of macroeconomics. For the economic development planning 5, we can talk about the balance of payment, that is participation of a country, an economy in international trade, looking at balance of payment, balance of trade, terms of trade, its benefit, how is it benefiting from participating in trade with other economies. So, is there a difference between microeconomics and macro? Yes. And the differences between microeconomics and macroeconomics range from, for microeconomics, we're talking about individual market, just a market. Whereas for macroeconomics, we're talking about the whole economy. Of course, we know that the whole economy has not one market within it, but a number of markets. So that's looking at the bigger picture, the bigger thing. As in microeconomics, we'll be discussing demand and supply of labor in the market. For macroeconomics, we are interested in the level of demand, like the level of employment or the level of unemployment in the economy. Microeconomics, we be discussing consumers' behavior, whereas for macroeconomics, we are discussing aggregate demand. Microeconomics, we are looking at the supply of a good by a given producer, whereas for macroeconomics, we are talking about the total, the aggregate supply, call it the productive capacity of the country, among other differences. From me to you is a thank you. Thanks. Thank you for watching, and kindly consider subscribing, and also hit the like button if you have not yet done this. Until we meet again, stay safe.